What is up, guys? This is Bradley from BM Tech here, back in with another video, and I've been using the iPhone 7 for a little over a week now, and I'm just going to be giving you guys my final review. So before we get into anything, I just want to address that I've been using iPhones for about the past 3 years now. I've been using Android phones as well, on and off, but more on the iOS, Apple side of things, and this whole review is going to be try to give you a unbiased opinion about everything. Yes, I do like Apple products, and I also like Android devices as well, so I should be able to give you guys a look at it from both sides and help you guys on your decision. So first off, I want to talk about the build quality on the iPhone 7. Now, just like any other flagship smartphone out there, or like any other Apple product, you are going to be getting a very premium, high quality material product. As most of you guys know, the iPhone 7 is a unibody aluminum constructed phone, and it feels very, very nice in hand, very premium. Now, I will say that the matte finish on the black version of the iPhone 7, like I have here, is very slippery. I wouldn't say it's more slippery than any other iPhone in the past, just like the 6 and the 6S with the space gray. It's just about as slippery, so if you have a problem with that, I don't see a big problem with that on the smaller version like I have, but if you're using the Plus model, you might want to throw a skin or a slim case on there. So now I'm just going to be going through the spec sheet of the iPhone 7, giving you guys my opinions and comparing it to the outside premium construction of the phone. So the new processor for the iPhone 7 is called the A10 Fusion chip. Now, Apple's always made their own processors for their phones, and that's why they always work and they're always optimized just for the iPhone, and they work very, very nice. And I found with the A10 Fusion chip, it's actually a 4-core chip. 2 of them are low power chips and the other 2 are high power, and basically the operating system and the phone decides whether it needs to use the low power one or the high power one for whatever task you're doing, and combined together it should be very smooth and you shouldn't really see any lag or anything. And with my experience, I haven't seen any lag at all. It is very, very fast. I wouldn't say it's a huge upgrade over the 6S as in processing power, but if you're coming from anything between the 6 and before that, you're definitely going to see a very big change in processing power. Apple has always been known to upgrade their camera every single year with every single iPhone, and this year is no exception. We still have a 12 megapixel sensor, except now the sensor is bigger and it has a f1.8 aperture now, so it has a wider aperture and you can get a lot better low light performance in it. Also, the 7 and 7 Plus both have OIS, which is optical image stabilization. So if you're shaking around a little bit, it'll keep the camera steady. And you guys are seeing the video right now of the optical image stabilization, and it helps a lot. Now, this is an upgrade over previous years because you always had to upgrade to the Plus version of the phone to get the optical image stabilization. And also, the camera supports wide color gamut, which just gives you a higher contrast and better color reproduction on images that have a very bright kind of color to them. It's not that big of a difference until you actually look at a picture side by side, but you can tell a difference, but it's not a huge big deal, but it's an upgrade nonetheless. So now one of the biggest changes that came to the iPhone 7 is the IP67 water and dust resistance. Now, people can argue that the previous iPhones were also somewhat water resistant, and I kind of agree to that to an extent, but now the entire phone is weather sealed. It has O-rings all around the phone, and it's just a lot better. Apple is saying you can submerge your iPhone 7 or 7 Plus up to 1 meter for 30 minutes. Now, I've seen videos on YouTube going a lot deeper than this, and it's still surviving. But if you just want to take your phone in the shower, or you just drop it in the toilet, or just your everyday little water things, even in the rain you can still use your phone. It still works. I used mine, I put it in the water, and it still worked perfectly. So that's a very, very welcome change. Yes, a lot of other phones have implemented this a while back, but when it comes to iPhones, this is great. Now, the new change that most of you guys know is the stereo speakers, and that there's one at the bottom and there's one at the top in the earpiece where you use for calling people, and I've noticed that it's a lot louder than the previous iPhones. It's a lot clearer, and it just gives you a better audio experience, similar to my Nexus 6P. So one of the new upgrades that I was pretty sad about, and a lot of people were too, was the display and the screen resolution. Now it stayed the same as the previous phones. The iPhone 7 has a 750p display and the Plus has a 1080p display. I've been using the 7, and for a 750p display it looks like a normal 1080p display on an Android device. Like, the Retina HD screens are very, very good, and I'm not just saying that because I'm an Apple fanboy. It's true. Anybody will tell you that. Specs mean nothing to Apple, even though they've been bumping up their specs like crazy lately. That specs mean nothing to them, especially to their screens, but they did get a little upgrade now. They do now support the wide color gamut, just like the camera, and you can really tell the difference. When I look at my 6S Plus here, and if I would look at the 7, the 7's color reproduction looks better, even though my 6S Plus has a 1080p display. So you can't really see it on camera, that's why I didn't really show you, but in person you can really see the difference, especially when you're holding it up side by side. Now, here we go. What a lot of people are looking forward to when they do research of the iPhone, they want to know the battery life. Now, the iPhone 7 did get a little bit of increase in battery. The Plus version got a smaller increase in battery capacity, but what Apple is saying is that the 7 over the 6S, you'll get an extra 2 hours of battery life, and if you're upgrading from the 6S Plus to the 7 Plus, you'll get an extra hour of battery life. Now, I have noticed in myself, as being a semi-heavy user during the day, I do use my phone a good bit to watch media, YouTube, and all kinds of other stuff that I do. And I've noticed, just using the 7, the smaller version, that I would start off with a full charge in the morning, and by the end of the day, around midnight or so, I would still have at least 20% battery life left. Now, as most of you guys know, the batteries when phones first come out are always good, so this will need an update video in the future to test out the longevity of the battery, considering now you're going to be plugging in twice as much to the lightning port. Now that comes to my final thing here, and that is the removal of the headphone jack. A lot of people are going crazy about this. Me, myself, I'm okay with it. I don't really charge my phone and listen to music like that too much. But I did realize the other day in my car, I got in, tried to plug in the aux cord, and I was like, where's my adapter? But all I had to do was just run inside real quick, get my adapter, and then now all I do is just keep the adapter connected in my car. So, and if I had, other headphones that I wanted to plug it in, the adapter costs you $9, so it's really not that big of a deal. So that's it for the review, guys. My overall experience of the iPhone 7 is very, very good. I love every single upgrade that they added to this phone. It's definitely enough upgrades and enough new features to upgrade from the 6S. If you're looking to upgrade, if you're not, I'm sure you can hold out for another year. It's really not that big of a deal. The 6S and the 6S Plus are still very, very good phones. But if you're just looking for the new features, I would definitely upgrade. It's definitely worth it, and you're going to be happy doing so. So make sure you guys leave a thumbs up for me and subscribe for new videos coming very, very soon. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.